Today we're going to make a windmill, and it's going to be a really authentic windmill. Once we're done, it's going to spin around real nice and quick. Let me show you the supplies we're going to need to make our windmill. First, we're going to need some wooden sticks. Now these sticks, we'll need about 5 of them, and we'll need 1 extra just to use for poking a hole later on in the styrofoam balls we're going to be using. These sticks are usually used for grilling over a barbecue, and they usually can be found in a craft store or even in a local supermarket. And we'll need again about 6 of those. We're going to be needing some corrugated paper. The reason why we need to use a corrugated paper is because we're going to put the sticks through them, and we need a way for them to be to hold them inside the paper. These are going to be the arms of the windmill that spin around. So it needs to be like a corrugated type of box, so we can put those sticks through. We're also going to need a styrofoam ball. Now I have 2 of them just in case, because we're going to be putting a hole through the center. Sometimes it doesn't always come exactly through the center, so I have an extra one just in case if we need. It's always good to have an extra one on hand. We're also going to need a ruler, because we're going to have to do some measurements, measure the arms, make sure that they're the same size, and also make some holes within the milk carton we're going to be using, so we just want to make sure that we have some good measurements. We'll be using a marker, also a pencil, and an X-Acto knife to make some cuts inside the milk carton. That's going to be the base of our windmill. We'll need a scissors. We can also have on hand a piece of cardboard that we can actually roll up and make it into a kind of a funnel type of funnel that we can use to pour sand into, because the sand is going to be poured into the milk carton, and that's going to weigh the milk carton down. It'll make the windmill steady. And we're going to be using 3 cups of sand. Now it doesn't have to be sand. You can also use salt or anything else that will fill the milk carton up that will weigh it down. And there's the milk carton that we'll be using. It's going to be the base of our windmill. And depending on how you want to decorate the windmill, if you want to paint it, we'll be using a white base paint. It's basically a thick white paint that you put a coat over the milk carton. It'll cover up any different colors and markings on it, so that we'll be able to apply the colors that we want later on. But you don't have to use this paint. You can cover the milk carton with whatever you want. If you just want to use different colored paper and glue it on, that's also fine. But since we'll be painting, we're going to have some paint brushes and some acrylic paint on hand. And we're going to need some white glue. We're going to need a package of matchsticks. Obviously they're called matchsticks, but they're just the wooden ends of about the same size as a match. And they come in, usually when you get a big package like this, it comes in a lot of different colors, so our windmill will be very colorful. And we're going to need 2 little beads that are going to stick on the end of the ball. When we glue it onto the milk carton, it's going to hold the ball in place. There'll be a stick through it, and the 2 beads, one at each end, will hold the ball in place and be able to stay onto the milk carton. Now just keep in mind that the bead that you choose should be big enough to go onto the edge of the wooden stick.